Hello, everyone. My name is Deja. I am a blog intern for Playa Society, and today I have a special guest with me, one of my really good friends. She's a two-time Paralympian at the last Olympics, my friend Deja Young.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I was so excited when you reached out. I was like, yes, finally being interviewed by one of my really good friends, and this is going to be so much fun.
So you were definitely one of the first people I thought of, and I was like, this is going to be perfect. So the
Yes.
title of the blog today is how Deja Young turns her trials into titles. So let's kind of get started with that. Can you just tell us about your story? How did you go from Deja Young from Dallas, Texas to now multiple time gold medalist at the Paralympics?
Um, so funny thing is, it all started at Wichita State. That is where I started to make a name for myself completely. I had a great freshman year. It was absolutely amazing, and we're at an indoor meet, and a coach who also coached for the Paralympics reached out to my coach at the time, Coach Wise, and was like, "Hey, do you think she'd be interested in Paralympics?" And Coach Wise, let's be honest, he didn't ask me until like maybe 2 weeks later because he was like, I didn't want to offend you because he was like, he didn't know what it was. He didn't want me to think that I wasn't good enough for like the Olympics. And then come to find out the Paralympics was just as good as the Olympics. And so the end of my freshman year, I started doing all the paperwork and stuff for the Paralympics. I started bringing stuff in to make it to their world championship trials. And I was like, okay, let me just see what this is about. And so I went to their first like to USAV, and it was after NCAA championships, and I was exhausted. I was like, no, I'm just gonna run. I don't know what to expect from here. And from there, it was just a whirlwind. So I made my first world team in 2015, and from there, it's been an amazing journey. And from 2015 to 2016, I went to the games. I went to their trials again after a long collegiate season. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go out there and just run and have fun at this point. And that's what I became known for. I became known for this young. She just goes out and has fun and just kind of makes the best of what she can on the track, no matter what her circumstances are.
Perfect. And for those who don't know, can you describe your injury and how you were able to go into the Paralympics?
Yes. So at birth, I was about a 9 pound baby, and my mom weighed about 120 pounds. And I got stuck, unfortunately, on her pelvic bone, and the doctor panicked because I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. They pulled on my head too hard into all the nerves and muscles in my neck and my shoulder, disconnecting the muscles from my spine, and didn't tell my parents. So I went undiagnosed for 6 months, and when finally got diagnosed, there wasn't much that they could do. They did 3 surgeries. They did a nerve transplant, a muscle transplant, and plastic surgery. And that was all before I was 6 years old. And so after that, the doctor basically just told my parents, she's 6, put her in sports, that's her rehab, let her do whatever you want. So I've played every sport under the umbrella of sports, and I found a love for track and field. One, I like to run, and when I do run, I don't have that cheek to cheek look. My arm crosses my body when I run, but it never really stopped me before. So I've always been able to run at a top tier level. And so it's always been something that I've battled with. Like I feel like I've always been told I'm an amazing athlete, but sometimes deep and down, I'm still different. So that's how I've qualified for the Paralympics.
Perfect. So you're at the Olympics, you're in the finals. What is going through your mind after you won the race? Are you exhausted? Are you excited? What emotions do you come through?
It felt surreal at the time. I was just like, I really just, I just won. I was, 19 years old. The first thought that was through my head was like, where's my mom? My mom was there. She was in the stands. So I ran straight to my mom first. And then it just really sat there and thought, I was like, wow, I'm 19 years old and I'm starting to like build a legacy. Like this is something that I'm doing right now. And it's the things that went through my head was, okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to just keep going on the track and just doing what I do on the track, or I'm going to go off the track and be like, hey, I'm not just Deja Young from the track, I'm Deja Young off the track, and this is what I stand for. And that's what I did. I started speaking up on social issues and speaking outside of things that weren't track related, and that's kind of helped me build my platform.
Perfect. So I'm glad you touched on that. I know with your platform, you're super big into women equality, women empowerment, and mental health. What does women empowerment and equality look like to you?
To me, it's empowering women and uplifting women. I think the thing that we run into, especially in sports and even in the like work field and the offices and corporate, is that for women of color, for example, we can't have more than one woman of color in a certain place. So in sports, if you have more than one woman of color in the same event, you have to pit them against each other, and there can't just be two great athletes. It's like, no, this one's better than the other, and this is why, and so on and so forth. And that goes on in the work field, and that's something that I truly stand for. Like, I don't like that. Like, there can be more than one woman that's really good at something. You don't have to continue to pit them against each other. We need to become one, because at the end of the day, we're the biggest target. Like, we are constantly being put down, and it's devastating to me when I see that in sport. And it's happened to me multiple times on the field, and it's kind of just like, I really want to uplift women. I don't want to be that person who's like, oh, I don't like her because she's so and so. Like, no, let's just be like, hey, like, you're really good, I'm really good. We're making history as women. And so I think that's what's really important to me when it comes to like women empowerment. We have to continue to uplift each other. In sport, in the corporate world, on the street, wherever we are, we got to continue to uplift each other.
All together, women empowerment.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Yes.
Yes.
And life.
Yes. Perfect. So something to shift gears a little bit. What is one personal rule that you like to live by?
Have fun. I think that's the one that I have literally missed out on so much. You know me, and a lot of people who do know me, is that I am work, and then a little bit of play. And so in 2019, from 2018 to 2019, I started training in 2018 of August and didn't finish my season until November of 2019. As a track athlete, you know that is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I had zero fun in that entire time. It was over a year. It was about a year and a few months, and I had no fun. And I look back now, I'm like, that experience, yes, I had an amazing 2019 season, but when I look back, it's like, what did I do? I was constantly telling my friends, oh no, I can't go out. Why? Because I'm afraid that if I go out and have that one beer, go out that one night and stay up late, I'm gonna affect my 2019 season entirety. And so now that I look back, it's like, no, I'm gonna enjoy the little things. I'm gonna go get a cheeseburger when I want to. I'm gonna wanna go hang out at the beach with my friends when I want to, because it's like, life is too short. And 2020 has definitely shown me that life is incredibly short. And now it's like, okay, I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. The training aspect, yes, I'm gonna enjoy that, but I'm also gonna enjoy the non-training aspect and enjoy the small things in life.
Absolutely. I agree. I believe 2020 has definitely been a super eye-opener for everyone. So I really like that.
Absolutely.
Having fun. So we're talking about inspiring young women and stuff like that. What would you tell young girls who aspire to be where you are today?
My biggest thing, what I always tell girls is, the biggest no that you will ever hear, there's two things I tell girls. The biggest no that you'll ever hear is from yourself. Once you tell yourself no, that's it. I get, to believe it or not, no matter who I am, I get 1,000 no's a day. Mm-hmm. So many no's. But once I tell myself no on something, what's the point of trying to achieve it? Because once you give up on yourself, no one else is going to believe in you. So take in those little yeses. Those little yeses matter, and continue to say yes to yourself. Because if you don't continue to say yes to yourself, then what are you doing this for? Like, why are you doing this? And then the second thing is just be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself. As a woman, you have to be nice to yourself. Even if you're just joking, you're, oh, I'm so fat, ha, 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 or I'm so dumb. Your soul does not know the difference between you joking and when you're serious. So sometimes when you're putting yourself down, they say 75% of jokes are serious. And so sometimes your mind doesn't know when it's serious and when it's not serious. So it's just be really kind to yourself. Have that positive self-talk, because that no comes from that self-talk. And so that's really important, to continue to build up your friends and yourself. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I'm bloated, I'm tired, I don't have morning feediness this morning, I don't want to do today. But then it's like, no, I pick out 5 things that I see that I love about myself, and it's like, okay, today's going to be a yes day. There are going to be no no's today. Even if I get no's from strangers, it's okay, because I'm still saying yes. I'm still going to push forward and achieve my goals.
Definitely. I love that. Say yes, because I know even in my journey, like, I found myself doubting myself. And whenever you start to doubt yourself, you can't be successful. It doesn't matter if people tell you can or not. It's always definitely within.
Yes.
So the last question, can you describe your journey in 3 words?
Yes. So it has been so much fun. It has been really hard, but it has also been really beautiful.
Perfect. And when you mean beautiful, what do you mean by that? Like the reward, the end game of everything?
Actually, I'm a journey type person. I've enjoyed the journey. It has been a beautiful journey. I've met beautiful people. I've been to beautiful places, And I found the beauty within myself. And so I think that's what's so beautiful about the journey that I've been on and what I'm still on.
Perfect. Well, all right, you guys, this is Deja Young with us with Deja Bullocks for Play of Society. Thank you so much for joining us. I had such a great time.
Of course. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.